Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Of all the activities that we have conducted during the 1984-85 school year, this evening's program is by far our most exciting and emotional, and it is indeed my pleasure tonight to welcome you to the commencement for the class of 1985. At this time, I would like to have the parents and the grandparents of the graduates to please rise. The 1985 seniors wanted to take this moment to express their appreciation for the support, the love, and the appreciation that they have for these people who have supported them in this milestone tonight. It is my pleasure also this evening to introduce our special guests seated on stage this evening. Starting at my far right, President, Board of Directors, David Woldrick. Board of Director, Ellen Whitus. Board of Director, Dorsey Phelps. Board of Director, Kathy Penningroth. Board of Director, Randall Jordison. Board of Director, Craig Jurdy. Board of Director, Lynn Cannon. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. David Cronin. Assistant Principal, Barbara Armbruster. Assistant Principal, Ed Hout. Senior class sponsor, Don Saxton. Commencement speaker, Toss Anthony. Counselor, Bill Mitchell. Counselor, Louise Eastland. Senior class vice president, Josh Reddish. Senior class president and our first speaker this evening, Chris Hoppert. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's program.
Good evening, Dr. Cronin, members of the board, Dr. Argenbright, Mrs. Armbruster, Mr. Hout, members of the faculty, parents, relatives, friends, and the West High School graduating class of 1985. We, the class of '85, have all had similar experiences and feelings throughout our 3 years at West High School. I'd like to point out a few of these, discuss them a little, and then take a brief look into the future. As our sophomore year began, we were all obviously unfamiliar with West High. As a matter of fact, the computer scheduling card seemed to be the sophomore's best friend at that point. It contained vital information like class names and room numbers that corresponded with those names. That card was instrumental in every sophomore's search for the assigned classroom. Orientation had shown us, to our relief, that most of the classrooms at West High are located in one end of the building. However, most of us have experienced that feeling when we were hurrying down a hall between classes and reaching the end of the hall, only to find that the number which read on our card was one greater than that above the last door. After finding the correct room, we then had to suffer through the taking of attendance. There was always that possibility that our name would not be called, which would mean that we were in the wrong room. We could never quite rest until we heard our name called and knew that we were safe from any embarrassment. Also as sophomores, we had to deal with the fear of upperclassmen and of initiation. All the world's a stage, a statement from William Shakespeare's As You Like It, took on greater meaning to us as sophomores when we found ourselves performing stunts like pushing coins or peas across the cafeteria floor to the delight of many upperclassmen audiences. Perhaps the reason for the quality of West High's choral program is the encouragement given to apprehensive sophomores by well-meaning seniors, or juniors for that matter. I'm sure some of us will never forget breaking out in song with renditions of selections like Mary Had a Little Lamb or I'm a Little Teapot, to the delight of many a lunchtime audience. Our sophomore year meant adjusting to a new school environment, coping with fears and apprehensions that we had about entering high school, yet enjoying the excitement of our first year in a bigger and better place. Our junior year rolled around and we found that we were established at West High. This meant no more scrounging rides from seniors. Most of us had driver's licenses by then. Even if we still had to scrounge a ride or two occasionally, we were juniors scrounging rides from seniors or other juniors, not sophomores doing the same thing, and therein lies quite a difference. During our junior year, we were given the privilege of open campus. This privilege gave us a new sense of freedom, which we'd not had in our previous 10 years in the public schools. Well, of course, a few of us had open campus since about the beginning of our sophomore year, whether it was permitted or not. We also received a new title during our junior year, upperclassmen. Just this title added a whole new dimension to the year by just confirming the fact that we were then established at West High. As juniors, we were finally comfortable at West. As juniors, we were given more freedom and responsibility as students. As juniors, we were upperclassmen. As juniors, we were almost seniors. As seniors, we found ourselves acting as leaders of a school which we had feared just 2 years earlier as terrified sophomores. We had enjoyed our reign as seniors for only a short while, however, before we had to begin to make important decisions and to plan for our post-high school years. We made decisions which will determine the directions of our futures. We had to decide, for example, whether to attend college or to pursue careers immediately following high school. If we did choose to attend college, we then subjected ourselves to what I like to call the college entrance marathon. This so-called college entrance marathon often included exhausting college entrance examinations, endless college applications, major essays for college applications, college interviews, visits to colleges, and so on and so on. After completing that infamous college entrance marathon, many of us now know our social security numbers: 2901 Melrose Avenue, 162172, and just exactly why we wish to attend college only too well. After the halfway point of our senior year had passed, college applications were mailed, and grades didn't particularly matter anymore. Many of us were afflicted by that terrible disease, senioritis. The most visible symptoms of senioritis, of course, are a class load hovering somewhere around 3+, a plummeting grade point average, an irrepressible desire to blow off homework, and a deep tan during a period of time when no one seems to have any time to do anything but study. Yes, during the latter months of spring, the peak season for senioritis. Of course, some of us have suffered from that disease since somewhere around the beginning of our sophomore or perhaps junior, maybe even sophomore year. We began to ask ourselves questions like, have you finished your paper yet? Or want to pull an all-nighter and study? Were gradually replaced by questions like statements like, play it off, or questions like, at this point, who cares? As seniors, we were leaders of a school which we had feared only 2 years earlier. As seniors, we made decisions about colleges and careers which will have great impacts on our futures. Also, as seniors, we suffered through that dreaded disease, senioritis, in anticipation of tonight, graduation. We can now look back and see where we stood before entering high school as opposed to where we stand now in terms of our goals and priorities, and we noticed quite a difference. As our sophomore year began, we were probably most concerned with not being initiated, having classes with people we knew, or eating a good lunch shift, whereas now we're more concerned with finding summer jobs, making college plans, and exploring career opportunities. We can see how we've progressed during our 3 years at West in terms of the importance of our decisions and plans. We have indeed come a long way during high school, and I don't want to neglect the fact that we've had quite a bit of fun at the same time. Now we can remember our high school days fondly and look back on the chapter in our lives which has had a hand in directing the courses of our futures, but we must also look ahead. While our plans for the future are now more important than they were as we entered high school, our feelings are quite similar to what they were at the beginning of our sophomore year. Just as we entered West High, not knowing exactly what to expect and fearing what lay ahead, we're now leaving the security of high school to enter colleges or to pursue careers. Once again, we don't know exactly what to expect, and most of us have some fear of what lies ahead. But just as we overcame our fears of high school and became the leaders of West High, I'm confident that we can overcome our fears of the future and with the same effort and determination that got us through high school, go on to become leaders of our communities. As I conclude, I'd like to thank you, the class of 1985, for giving me the honor of standing up here tonight and speaking on your behalf. I also want to wish every one of you the best of luck in your futures. God bless you, have a great night, and feel free anytime to stop by for a sandwich and chat. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my parents who worked so hard and sold the pasture to put me through high school. Before I sang, there have been a couple recurring questions I've heard as I've gone through West, and maybe I can answer those now. One of the most common things I hear is, hey Brian, what do you want to get out of high school? Well, last summer they put some new computers in the library. I wouldn't mind taking one of them home. Or maybe my towel fee. I don't think it costs $5 to wash all the towels I used. Now, I'd like to bring out a very special friend. I met him right after I got my cap and gown. Please make welcome Mr. Graduation.
Hello, class of 85.
Okay, can everybody say hello to Mr. Graduation?
Hello, class of 85. Thank you. I'd like to introduce an original song with a very original title, Brian Fessler to sing Graduation Song.
Thank you, Mr. Graduation. There's a few scattered memories I've got of West High. Well, sophomore year was easy, just stay on the bottom floor. Sing in the cafeteria when somebody blocked the door. I never understood why all the girls dressed up for breakfast for. Or who thought it was so funny pushing money on the floor. In our junior year,
year we were told we were no longer twits. Our whole school was invaded by little freshman shoulders we ran into. Dave taught us the tricks of chemistry, like how to blow up everything you see. And we all met a teacher who is still Therese to me. Senior year finally, now we're the top of the school. Everybody knows a senior is the epitome of cool. The first thing we did was get our pictures taken, then to the highest colleges applied. Turns out a lot of us were too good for lots of them. Here we come, U of I. They tore down our water tower. All I can say is the horror, the horror. We blew off our ITEDs, never to see them anymore. Is there anybody here who doesn't know by heart 162172? We've been a long time here, we'll be longer gone, and seniors, I'll miss you. We've been a long time here, we'll be longer gone, and class of '85, I'll miss you.
Hello. When I ran for the position of class vice president, I knew I'd have to speak in front of many people. Initially, this idea frightened me, but then I found out that Mr. Anthony was to be our speaker. Mr. Anthony has been a very special teacher to the class of '85. In so many ways, he's been there to help. He's helped organize dances, intramural events, social events, and many other student-held activities. By helping us with these activities, our class has had a great deal of contact with him. Mr. Anthony has a way of making students feel comfortable with him. He's one of those teachers who's available for friendly conversation, and this quality has enabled us to care for him. On a personal note, Mr. Anthony really helped me to get situated at West High. When I took his class, I was very comfortable and relaxed. After all, who wouldn't be relaxed when he would come to class dressed in costume like a famous historian? He came as everyone from Caesar to Bismarck. Mr. Anthony helped to further my education by assigning me Jewish literature to read for extra credit. When a teacher cares enough to offer special help as extra credit to both personalize my education and to help improve my grade, then this person is a most special teacher. So at this time, I'd like to introduce this most special teacher and friend, our guest speaker for tonight, Mr. Toss Anthony.
Well, I'm very honored to be a part of this celebration. It's an important night for the graduating seniors, for their parents, friends, for the teachers and administrators at West High. I welcome you and I congratulate you for your accomplishments. I do feel some remorse, though, at the graduation of this class. Over the years, as students have come and gone, I've enjoyed seeing them grow and have justly wished them the best upon graduation. But this year, I must admit that I feel a sense of sadness. as I say goodbye to students and my friends in the class of 1985. I can't imagine going through a year without having to spell correctly the name of Adel Yunisai. I won't have Rich Ashcroft pleading with me to tell graphic stories of Caligula. Krista Longo won't be asking me to interpret her father's Italian slang anymore. And what in the world is West High going to be without Dan Pankin? I have no idea. I'll miss all of you as I have the past 4 days on the top floor at West High. I'm pleased, though, that you have given me a final opportunity to talk to you. I'd like to begin with a story. There was once a man who lived across the street from a school. He spent much of his time gardening, sitting on his porch, watching people grow. In his many years, he noticed great changes in the way students acted, their fads, games, and the way they talked. Then one day he became very frightened because he noticed that something new and rather bewildering was going on. He remembered many years ago when students would say, "Cool, dig it, far out," meaning I dig it, I'm cool. Students liked and were descriptive of their individual emotions. Then came another group that was highly committed with words like into it, get it together, meaning again, I'm into it. But now he was hearing words like totally, for sure, grody to the max, sleazy. The old man couldn't evaluate what it all meant. There wasn't any proclamation by or for the individual. You can't say, I totally, or I sleazy. There was no self-assertiveness, no self-identity. Everyone is judged as to whether or not they fit into the group, he thought. If you fit, you're really decent. If you are out of style, not rich, not good enough, you are beastly. The old man shuddered, remembering the book 1984, then the Hitler Youth. As he continued to contemplate, he concluded that the group, which should be to serve the individual and beautify life, has made the individual its victim. But how? Has a group with its security, its automatic acceptance, intoxicated the youth with a false reward? Can't they see the truth, he wondered. Well, as teacher and advisor, I can tell you he didn't live by West High. I have asked much of you, and you have not failed me in my requests, as the old man in the story was failed by youth. All of you do not wear the same T-shirt at West, or talk the same talk, or use the same slang. You're a special class. I walk 50 feet down the hall to my room in the morning, and often I hear no less than 6 languages spoken. It seems natural that you accept one another. You are true individuals. Thus, I charge you tonight with an important responsibility. Never to give up your sense of individuality or sense of morality. If my children can mature being able to differentiate between right and wrong, then follow the path of moral righteousness. No matter what the temptation, whether it be money, fame, or pride, I will have a sense of great reward. As a person who is concerned about you as individuals and about your future, I raise the question, are you prepared to cope with social forces and issues surrounding you, or will you fall victim to demagogues and vices all around you? Even the old enlightened Athenians fell victims to Pisistratus, their pride, their vanity. You may be intelligent, but are you wise? Are you like the fettered man in Plato's cave who stare at shadows and think those shadows are real because that's all they know? Or are you willing to face the sun and look for the truth, even if it may blind you? Would you feel in danger if you told others of your wonderful discoveries in the light of truth, if they rejected you because your new ideas threatened them? Could you ever give up truth and return to the cave of ignorance? Answers to these questions will help you determine your future happiness. You see, people tend to feel more comfortable accepting life with minimum of questions, assume categorical truths about politics, economic practices, moral standards, even eating habits become so much a part of us we defend them vigorously to avoid the risk of being inaccurate. This groupism can be depravity at its absolute worst. This is the greatest of our insecurities. Our identities are permanently in danger, and we feel, and not only feel, but often fear, being losers, being hurt or damaged, and having feelings of misery and inadequacy. Our insecurity is due partly to our ignorance of who we are. There is a vast amount each of us does not know about his or herself, and some of it is very relevant to our survival and our future happiness. When I sat in your present position at my high school graduation, I could think of only broad categories of jobs, friends, schools, for that's what I'd been taught. I thought I would be happy if only I could be in a job or school that society recognizes as being the best. And I kept thinking of different examples. I started with category 1. My great financial potential. Category 2, great glory and prestige. 3, meet many interesting and stimulating people. And 4, low pressure, low stress work, easy going, easy street. I kept thinking about people who were very happy and had little of this. I thought about Socrates. This man had no money. He went barefoot. His wife yelled at him all the time. Powerful people treated him unjustly. Yet this man was enveloped with happiness. During my graduation, I asked myself, would I have been happier with someone other than my humble parents who immigrated to the United States when I was a child? Would I have been happier with parents who could have provided me with more financial security in my youth? I felt ashamed even thinking such thoughts, and I wondered why. Over the years, I began to find some answers. The image I had of myself was that of their son, who carried with him the products of his parents' lessons of life. What made me happy in life, as in the case of Socrates, and what will eventually make you happy in life, is to know who you are and seek to enhance that image. That is why tonight is such a celebration. Your parents have brought you to the point of graduation. There's no greater compliment to their image as parents than to see you as a graduate. Thus, the essence of your future is knowing and satisfying your self-image, as theirs has been satisfied tonight. If you see yourself as an honorable and moral person, and that is your self-image, and you do something humanly good, you will be rewarded by a feeling of great personal satisfaction. If you perceive yourself as an athlete or a musician, and you perform well on the field or stage, as in the California Young Americans Invitational, oh, what a great feeling that'll be. But if you seek to type yourself with a particular group whose philosophy and behavior doesn't correspond with your internal image, no matter how prestigious, you will not be happy. Work, drama, math, history, poetry, athletics, and philosophy are all valued ways through which you may better understand yourself and the forces confronting you. The essence of education is to find out who you are. Socrates was once asked if his decisions and ideas had merit and were valuable. And if they were of merit and value, why he didn't accept payment for them. He knew himself and said his friends were his treasure. With them he examined the promise and richness of life. They gave him happiness. He then asked if it wasn't right for him to value friends above possessions. Of course, came the answer. His response then was again a question. Is it right to charge your friends for the happiness they bring you? The answer, which you all know, is of course not. Socrates understood what motivated him, and Socrates has thus taught us that nothing is more important than reason, and that all freedom and happiness must first exist in your mind. Therefore, happiness requires courage. Let's not tell ourselves tonight a comforting tale about a Father in heaven who makes us happy. Let us not tell ourselves we need someone else to make us happy. Let's not tell ourselves it is the circumstances of life that make us happy, but instead bravely and cheerfully face whatever appears to be truth about ourselves and seek to maintain that honesty. Many of you will go straight to work. Many of you will go on to college. My wish is that in this process you discover and understand who each one of you are. You will know it when it happens, because you will never feel a greater sense of joy. Thus, I bid you an image from the ages. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others. Even the dull and ignorant, they too have their story. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. Strive for high ideals, because everywhere life is full of heroism. Above all, be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of disenchantment, love is perennial as grass and flowers. Take kindly the wisdom of the years. Gracefully surrender the beauty of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, because many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. You are as the rest of us, children of the earth, no less than the trees and stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt life is unfolding as it should. Therefore, whatever you conceive, whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with yourself. With all its shams, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Seniors of 1985, be careful and strive to be happy. Thank you very much.
Is this the beginning or the end? As we look back with all our friends, it's hard to believe that it's all over.
6 hours in a day and taking the water tower away. Memories still can live forever. Remember the teachers that we all had, the parents that always made us mad. We'd like to tell them how much we love them. As we've grown up all through the years,
we have shared happiness and tears.
Memories still can live forever. Remember our days in junior high. Isn't it great how time can fly? We never thought we'd make it to the end. We have watched others come and go. This is our only chance to show memories still can live forever. We have been able to survive. We are the class of '85. We are the class that will live forever. Now as we take our final bow, don't be so sad, it's ending now. Memories still can live forever. We'll be remembered as the class of '85.
Take this message to my brother. You will find him everywhere, wherever people live together, tied in poverty's despair.
You telling me the things you're gonna do for me. I ain't blind and I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets.
This is West High graduation.
It's the last time we will sing for you. Amidst our joy and jubilation, we must all now start anew. You, remembering the things that you have done for me. I ain't blind, but I do like what I think I see. Taking it to the streets. 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 Taking it to the streets.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the President, Board of Directors, Mr. David Waldrick.
Thank you, Dr. Argenbright. That is a very tough act to follow. I'll do my best, but it may not be good enough. It is a sincere privilege for me to be here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to offer on behalf of the Board of Directors my most sincere congratulations to the 1985 graduates of West High. This graduating class is only the 17th class to graduate from West. The reason that I mention that is because it is important to realize what a tremendous high school West has become in a relatively short period of time. Some schools have never produced state championship athletic teams or individuals. West has produced both. Most schools only dream of being recognized nationally in debate or music. In 17 short years, West has won national honors in each. But above all, in 17 short years, West High has distinguished itself as a high school built on the philosophy and tradition of educational excellence. No graduating class epitomizes that tradition of educational excellence any more than the class of 1985. Each of you graduates will begin new challenges in the near future and will go in different directions to pursue jobs, careers, or to further your education. But while each of you will go your individual way, you will always remain a part of the whole, the class of 1985, Iowa City West High School. Be proud of that. As the years go by, it would be my hope that you will look back at your time spent at West with fond memories, knowing that you received your education from a high school where excellence surely is a tradition. Again, congratulations. Thank you.
Mr. Woldrick, it is indeed my honor to affirm these students have successfully completed the academic requirements entitling them to receive the high school diploma. As a high school, we have certainly appreciated the positive leadership these students have exhibited throughout the course of the 1984-85 school year and wish them the very best in their future endeavors. These students may now come forward to receive their diplomas.
Karen Addis. John Elberhaske. I'd like to correct myself as Karen Addis with honors. Scott Albert with honors. Mash Altmeyer. Michael Emelon. Amy Lynn Anderson with honors. Diana Sue Anderson with honors. Richard Clayton Anderson. Brett Andrews. Richard Emery Ascroft with honors. Ellen Dale Albrecht. Janet Renee Augustine. Tanya Diane Avant. Robert Axine. Tara Ayers. Lee Allen Baimler. Bronwyn Barkin with honors. Jeff Bartlemy. John Bates. Mark Daniel Becker. Jeff Blake Bizey. Gary Dean Benda. Deborah K. Benner. Lori Ann Benner. Jennifer Barbara Blackman. Alan John Boddicker. Paul Samuel Boddicker. Candace Bowling. Tammy D. Bowman. Sarah Ann Boyle. Michael Leo Brochtenbach. Joshua Ethan Braverman. Kendallin Lee Brainerd with honors. Patrick G. Bream. Eric Edwin Brees. Sarah Hope Bright with honors. David Brown. Laura Ann Brown with honors. Ann Bruns. Melissa Jane Buffington with honors. Lisa Lynn Bunton. Deborah Ann Margaret Chada with honors. Deborah Ann Calloway. Sean Margaret Karstensen with honors. Ruth Kazlavka. Iowa Mariah Chamberlain. Scott Chambers with honors. Alisa Jihan Chan with honors. Jennifer Yawen Cheng with honors. Daniel David Christ. Amy Wei Wen Chu with honors. Una Chung. Heather Leslie Clark with honors. Kevin Charles Collins. Tracy Lynn Colony. Kevin Ralph Cooper with honors. Michael Patrick Corcoran. Mike Allen Crawford. Stephen Edward Crossett. Denise Jane Croy. Daniel Kelly Davis. Randy C. DeBow. Gustave de Saint Victor. Brady John Deal. Margaret Jean Donnell. Deanne Marie Donovan. Robert Allen Douglas. Mark Richard Dubler with honors. Melinda Lynn Duncan. Richard Michael Dykstra. Beverly Marie Edwards. Kelly Joe Eldridge with honors. Jennifer Jane Elliott. Elizabeth Louise Evans II. Jeff Warren Evans. Jonathan Paul Fairchild. Kirsten Elaine Fedge with honors. Stephen Ray Fedler. Kathy Feiss with honors. Isabel Ferrari. Brian Ray Fessler with honors. Diane Marie Fink. Richard Joseph Flores. Tamara Sue Fowler. Melissa Diane France. Brett Freet. Laura Fuller with honors. Michelle Amy Gale. Catherine Ann Gardner. Sherry Diane Gardner with honors. Juan Claudio Gatica with honors. Cynthia Therese Gagugis. Eric Darris Gert. Donald Wayne Graham. Deborah Sue Grassi with honors. Karen Renee Greenwood with honors. Catherine Ann Grothy with honors. Sarah Joy Hackman with honors. Ely Hadi. Frances Jacqueline Hagan with honors. Teresa Anquinette Hall. Eve Hamilton with honors. Thomas John Hamilton. Kay Marie Hansen with honors. Katrine Hart. Matthew Hurt Hardy. Joanne Marie Harney. Michelle Dawn Hathcock. Christopher Lawrence Hoppert with honors. Kevin George Hebel. Cynthia Ann Hegman with honors. Daniel Ward Hill. Daniel Palmquist Hoffey. Sharon Marie Howard. Mark Evan Roddick. Bart D.J. Hall. Maureen Michaela Hussey. Jim Hutchison. Cheryl Elaine Jackson. Elizabeth Ann Yankee. Brenda K. Joss. Elizabeth May Jensen with honors. Curtis John Jett. Michael Brian Judish. Jeanette Sue Junkins with honors. John Paul Kane. Michelle D. Catchy with honors. Mark Allen Kennel. Ross Jeremy Kerber with honors. William Dean Ketzenberg. Susan Lynn Kashui with honors. Michael J. Lavelle. Shanna Aaron Learn. Scott Allen Lehman. Andrea Eden Levy. Eric Benjamin Levy with honors. Krista Melanie Longo with honors. Allison Cornelia Lynch with honors. Jane Eden Lyon with honors. David Anthony Lyons with honors. Sean Michael Lytle. Ann Carol Matteo. Lawrence Antonio Matteo. Stephen M. Mann. Alex Marcacelli. Todd Andrew Mosk. Corey Thomas May. Tammy Joe McAndrews. Mark Thane McConnell. Andrew Strait McFarland. Suzanne Mary McGurk. Mary Kathleen McKenna. Douglas Lee Michael. Deborah Aileen Miller. Monica Lynn Miller. Thomas Robert Miller. Angela Denise Moore. Lori Susan Moore. Janet Ellen Morgan. Gregory Joseph Moss. Michael Raymond Mullen. Naomi Joy Mumford. John Nowitzki II. Anthony Lawrence Norby. Ralph John Ockenfels with honors. Tracy Edward Odell. Anita Anna Ortel. Kim Ort. Melissa Marie Olson with honors. Thomas Riley O'Neill. Robert Lewis O'Rear. Chad Samuel Osborne with honors. Daniel Lee Panknan. Stephen John Perizic. David William Parrott. Marcia Evelyn Patton. Lucy Loretta Payne. William John Peckman. Lisa Pelacek with honors. Ellen Penningroth with honors. Scott Henry Peterson with honors. Amy Louise Phelps with honors. Samly Fimphavong. Catherine Helen Pope with honors. James William Potter. Nancy Ellen Pounds. Mary Ann Pratt. Chris Tamerlane Randall. Brenda Lee Rasmussen. Michelle Lynn Reed. Joshua Lee Reddish. Christy Lee Reynolds. Julia Constance Richardson. Stephanie Ann Rocca. John Rockencease. Jacqueline Rowe. Diane Lynn Rogers. Kelly Leanne Rogers. Robin Lynn Rowell. Guy John Rosenberg. Edward Scott Rupenkamp with honors. Jill Sue Shealy. Kimberly K. Schillig. Robert John Schindler. Shelley Ann Schmidt. Brett Lewis Schuhart with honors. Gabe Victor Schult. Mark John Schutt with honors. Kathy Ann Shaw. Lynn Stewart Simmons. John Frederick Sims. Patricia Ann Slade. Carmen K. Smith. Stephen Lawrence Smith. Christine Joy Soderberg with honors. Hong Sun. Margaret Robin Soper with honors. Sarah Stebbins. Dana Stephenson. Darla Jane Stevens with honors. Timothy John Stidham with honors. Melissa D. Stoner. Glenn William Strabela. Alicia Gail Stump. Karen Christine Swenson with honors. Lisa Yvonne Tedder. Sharif Hamid Tufik with honors. Michelle K. Thomas. Teresa Marie Thomas. Carrie Sue Thompson with honors. Jamie Sean Tibbetts. Eric Clinton Tooley. Nicole Suzanne Traw. Philip John Van Mantgum. Amy Lynn Van Meter. Leonard James Vargason. Monty Arthur Veach. Linda Ann Walton. Michelle Amy Watson. Charlotte Mina Weber with honors. Mary Jane Marie Weber with honors. Joe Whetstein. William Whetstein. Janice Lynn Wiedela. Catherine Louise Wild. Angela Jane Williams. Dana Lynn Williams with honors. Wendy Ann Wiesink with honors. Sherry Diane Tracy Lee Young. Adel Yunusai with honors. Congratulations to the class of 1985.